Hey everybody, and welcome back. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself out there. Wow, what a day we had. Of course, President Trump there at the White House Digital Summit, so looking pretty good. So we're going to get into all that today. Hope you guys enjoy. I have posted the full video on the channel, so you can go and check that out with some of his addressing to some of the members of the council there. Pretty awesome. So pretty fun. Get into that. Great news for crypto, man. This is all going in the right direction. Obviously, the market's still pretty volatile, trying to absorb this. But man, I think it's looking very bullish for the future. Very exciting to see where it's heading here. So I hope you guys are enjoying yourself today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you wanting to join our Discord, the link's in the video description. I'll join up as soon as you can because we're making a few changes there. So join up today. Only $5 a month to join up there to our Discord. Pretty awesome. And a great community in there and great resources as well. We've got more offerings coming up soon also, but we've also got the Crypto Strategy Club. You can join that up as well, only $35 a month. Fantastic value, get in on that. And of course, we've got a one-on-one with myself if you want to talk about crypto and personal finance and things like that. Definitely make a booking there as well. And we've got some new offerings, like I say, coming up. So get on that as soon as you can. We'll be making some changes of this weekend on that. So get in while you can. All right. I hope you guys are going to enjoy today's update. We're going to be talking about, obviously, Trump and, of course, all of the cool things that he's doing. So before we do that, though, let's check out the market and see how the stock market's going as well. So let's get into that. All right. So we've got the markets have been very volatile this week. I think we've had like 3 down days and 2 sort of up days. Friday ended up to be an up day, which is nice to have the weekend up at the end, particularly on that crypto summit. And of course, the S&P 500 jumps. So that was good news, but ends the week lower on rising tariff uncertainty. Those tariffs still, are messing around people's heads as Trump is using them for, to some degree, revenue collection, but really to rebuild manufacturing in the United States, also deal with some very big issues like fentanyl. And of course, the southern border, northern border issues like that. So he's using it for multi-pronged facets there. We've got the Dow Jones at the moment up 0.5%, 222 points to 42,800. So if we look at the week on the chart here for the Dow Jones, we were way up here at 43,840. We're now at 42,800. So we're down about 1,000 points for the week. Looking at the S&P 500, we're down up 0.5% at 31 points to 5,770. And you can see we started the week up here at almost just under 6,000, and now we're at 5,770. So not as bad as the Dow Jones, but still down, about 180 points, I think that is. So, and the NASDAQ with all the tech companies in it, like NVIDIA, who's been obviously big in around AI, we can see that is up 0.7%, 127 points to 18,196. And we started off the week around about 18,700. So we're down about, 500 points for the week. So this shows you the volatility, largely driven by those tariffs. And that is where we are at the moment. So that's kind of, that's all we can say, really. Trump says reciprocal tariffs on Canada could start as soon as today. Obviously, quite a fallout there with Trudeau, as we know. So we've had quite a fallout there. White House considering easing Russian energy sanctions, obviously leading to peace. They're wanting to get Ukraine and Russia at the table. And of course, Ukraine's turned around their attitude and back on the diplomatic attitude rather than the 5-year-old in the schoolroom. And then we also got obviously President Putin wanting to move towards peace as well. I'm very happy that Trump is a rational thinker, unlike the Europeans. Yeah, the Europeans kept on wanting to have war and stuff, crazy stuff. And I've been posting videos about that on the channel just to give you guys some background about both sides, both views. That's one thing, getting European view or the American view, but it's very important to also get the Russian view, right? So that's pretty important there. So Trump said reciprocal tariffs on Canada could start as early as Friday. And of course, instead of the April the 2nd, so that's certainly elevated the uncertainty in markets. The announcement stoked further uncertainty around trade and potential economic impact. following a slew of tariff changes seen this week. On Thursday, Trump announced a temporary exemption for goods imported from Canada and Mexico under the United States-Mexican-Canada Agreement, the USMCA. So if you're not familiar with that, that basically replaced NAFTA, and that was done by Trump in his first term, from memory. Delaying the implementation of a 25% tariff until April the 2nd. In response to the US tariff announcements, Canada, was it the 51st state of America? Is it going to be? Certainly Alberta looks like they want it, and a few other states apparently as well. Decided to postpone a planned second wave of retaliatory tariffs of 125 million worth of US products until April the 2nd. So Canada really in negotiations there, I think. We know there's negotiations going on behind the scenes, so that's why we might get some good news about that too in the future. Further sowing uncertainty, the White House is looking to easing energy sanctions on Russia to incentivize the Kremlin to reach a deal on a ceasefire in Ukraine. So that's very cool. I think Putin and Foreign Minister Lavrov, they do appreciate this sort of rational player that Trump is, and of course wanting peace there. Now, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell on Friday suggested the central bank may continue to take a patient approach to interest rates as the economy remains in good place despite elevated uncertainty. We've seen sort of a few mixed results out there, manufacturing, employment, and things like that. We do not need to be in a hurry. We are now well positioned to wait for clarity on whether to adjust monetary policy, said Fed Chairman Jerome Powell on Friday, and prepared comments to the University of Chicago Booth School of Business, and that was at the U.S. Monetary Policy Forum. Boy, there's a lot of words there, isn't there? Now, weekly payrolls add to further uncertainty. The U.S. economy added fewer jobs than anticipated in February, and this is something that Trump's going to turn around, right? While the unemployment rate accelerated slightly in a potential sign of some labor market pressure. And of course, that's what we wanted to see, with the higher interest rates as a trade-off in employment and things like that. So definitely getting that delayed fact. Non-farm payrolls for the month came at 151,000, up from the downward revised reading of 125,000 in January. Data from the Labor Department. Economists had predicted or anticipated 159,000, so it came in at 151, so just 8,000 below. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate was 4.1%, above January's pace of 4%. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell is also due to speak later on the session. We'll provide some real-time reactions there. So that's kind of where we were with the economic news. 4.1%. I think we're like 4.8 or 4.9% in New Zealand, which is getting on the high side, right? I don't know what they consider a full employment rate at the moment, but it's probably 2 to 3% is my guess from memory. So there are slightly higher numbers here. All right, that is where we are on the stock market, and not too bad. Let's have a quick look at commodities, because we know that oil's been coming down, right? Oil's been coming down. So crude oil, I say they've been coming down, they're up slightly today. Crude oil is up 1% today, 68 cents to $67. Brent oil is up 1.4%, 1% at $70.45. But if you look over the last week, they've come down from like $70, quite far down to 67. It's down like $3 this week, which is pretty good. What does this look like on the month? Yeah, the month, it was all the way up $73, and it's now down at 67. So it's down $6 over the last month. That's not bad. That's almost the complete period of Trump's term, right? So not bad. I'm not sure what seasonal aspects in there, but that's still pretty aggressive over a month as well. We've got gold at 2,914 and the silver at $32.80. Just chilling there. I'm sure gold wants to have an attempt at that 3,000, right? Gold got to 2,970. Maybe gold will go 3,000 when Trump goes to Fort Knox, right? And goes to check that the gold's actually there. That could be pretty funny. That is going to be a great video. You guys know Trump loves the show, and that's going to be a good one there. Very, very cool. All right, so let's jump into the crypto markets. But before we do that, let's say hello to a few people, because we've got a few people in the chat there. And let's see who's here. Brian's here. Hey, Brian, good to see you. Big shout out to you, our community leader in the house. His sidekick, Hedgehog, is here too. Always excited, and I like that. And we love that hairdo that Hedgehog has. We got MVS in the house there. What's up, two-legged people? Hey, good to see MVS. That could be one of your new tokens that you launched soon, called two-legged people, MVS. How about that? What else do we got? Brian says he is a sour governor, that Trudeau. Yeah. Well, hopefully his days are numbered. Hopefully they'll find him, because at the moment he's kind of like the official dictator. Government's not in session, right? And hopefully the election. I heard the election may be coming up in next month or something, so we might have to cover that as well. And obviously we're hoping Polyev wins that, because he's got his head on the shoulders. So very, very cool. All right, without further ado, let's get back to it. And bam. All right, so we got the markets there, unfortunately, still down, even on the great news of the White House Digital Asset Summit there, $86,734, down 3.9% there. Crypto dominance at Bitcoin dominance at 59.22. I just kind of feel like this is the rough sort of bear trap before we get that rally in mid March and beyond, is what we're expecting. Maybe ETH there is down 3.5% at $2,132. BNB down 0.8%, $593. 2.5% down on Solana, $140. ADA there down 10% at 82 cents. We got XRP down 8% at $2.38. These are all, of course, we're going to get into the Bitcoin reserve, strategic Bitcoin reserve. And then, of course, Litecoin is actually up 1.5%. So there are 24.4 cents. Tron is up 1.5% at 24.4 cents. And Litecoin is pretty much even, $103. And we can see that SUD is down about 5.6% at $2.60, let's say. So that is the overall markets. Moving to Bitcoin. Bitcoin there. We can see this is the hourly here. So we're really choppy. Look how choppy this is, right? Up and down, up and down. And of course, it doesn't look like we've got anything around crypto not being taxed, but that's still something we may see come out in the future. I'm not aware that that's come out today, but that could be something that comes out in the future, and that would be a very good bullish sign. I thought we might get something like that, but don't think we have so far. That's the hourly there. Let's have a look at the daily, though, on Bitcoin, and we can see that we're just above the 200 moving average. So the 200 moving average there at $85,800, and we are just above it at $86,160. So there we go. Got a couple $100 to spare. We've also got the 50-day average there at 93,900, and that's obviously curling over. So we've got a little bit of a rollover there. We're also in a golden cross at the moment, right? So hopefully that continues. We're looking for a bounce there. So if we do get a bounce in mid March, that's next week sometime. So obviously we've got the weekend to endure, and maybe let's say the 16th of March. That'll be about 9 days away. We might get a bounce there, maybe towards the next weekend. How about that? So let's see how we get on. That is pretty much it on the markets that we're going to talk about. But I was going to pull up a video, so let's do that while I'm doing that. Let me move to studio mode. I got to change things around a little bit here. I was supposed to preload the video, but hey, you don't always get there. Don't always get it done. Let's have a look here. Let's see if I can pull this in. This is happening. I haven't actually used this feature live, so it's kind of cool. Kind of cool using it as well. Let me know in the chat there how you're enjoying the new format too. Let me know. All right, let's kick that in. All right, so this is the White House Digital Asset Summit, or White House Crypto Summit, and on the front table is a lot of Trump's cabinet that are associated to the Digital Council. So you got the Commerce Secretary, you got Sachs there as well, head of the crypto there, AI and crypto czar he is, and it's very, very cool. And so this all that's, and then there's Trump, and then around the table are all these well-known crypto CEOs and founders, right? So now, Richard Hart's unfortunately not there. He should be there, of course. We all know that. But it's got, pretty much all the big centralized exchanges and lots of other different crypto platforms there. And so it's really good. This is great. It's great to see it there. Hopefully one day, maybe next year, Richard will be there as well. We shall see. But let's just hear a little bit of this as well. Might jump through this video a little bit, but this whole full video's been loaded up on the channel, so you can check it out. Just loaded it earlier, so check that out.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. Great honor to have you. I know you've all been working very hard and very successfully, and it's a wonderful place, the White House. I want to begin. Is Johnny here from World Cup? I want to thank you for the selection. And they just had a presentation in the Oval Office, and I thought this was such a beautiful, this is the trophy.
So he's talking about the World Cup trophy, but we're going to fast forward that. If you want to watch that part of it, you can definitely definitely check it out on the video that I've loaded.
You know David, and Manor's doing a great job. Then
Might just
FIFA,
pull this back. Just
in the
not
end,
quite sure where
it
this
could be quite a
starts.
coin, actually. Huh? Anyway, thank you, Johnny. Great job. I just thought you should see this trophy because it's really, it's the biggest
Seems like
sporting
a
event
reasonable
in the
place to
world,
start
and
from.
we have it here. And we appreciate being selected. Thank you very much, Johnny. You do a fantastic job. And welcome to the first ever White House Digital Assets Summit. I know that many of you have been fighting for years for this, and it's an honor to be with you at the White House. I want to thank the White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs, Treasury Secretary. This is David right here, in case you don't know. You know David. And Manor's doing a great job as Secretary of Treasury. Scott Bessent, who's right here. Scott, thank you very much. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, wherever you may be, Howard. Hi, Howard. He's doing some interesting work right now with all that's going on. He's right in the middle of it and doing a great job. Thank you. SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler. And hi, Kel. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce. Thank you, Hester. Acting CFTC Chairman Caroline Pham. House Majority Whip Tom Emmer. Hello, Tom. Representative Brian Stile. Thank you. Brian, thank you very much. Digital Assets Council Director Bo Hine.
You can see actually on the far right there, you got Michael Saylor there, which is kind of cool. So he's right next to the cabinet members and other important dignitaries there from the government.
Good, Bo. Great job. And many other distinguished guests. We have a lot of very distinguished people around the table. Some of them will be speaking. I want to thank Marco Rubio also, who's right over there. And we have tremendous people very interested in this subject.
So it's interesting having Marco Rubio. He's the Secretary of State, of course. So that's pretty interesting that he's even there. So impressive.
And last year, I promised to make America the Bitcoin superpower of the world and the crypto capital of the planet. And we're taking historic action to deliver on that promise, as you know, around the table. Yesterday, I signed an executive order officially creating our strategic Bitcoin reserve. And this will be a virtual Fort Knox for digital gold to be housed within the United States Treasury. That's a big thing, Scott. The federal government is already among the largest holders of Bitcoin, as you know, really one of the largest holders in the world, with as many as 200,000 Bitcoin obtained via civil law and various other forms of law, and including enforcement actions. These existing holdings will form the foundation of the new reserve. Unfortunately, in recent years, the U.S. government has foolishly sold tens of thousands of additional Bitcoin that were worth billions and billions of dollars had they not sold them, but they did sell them, mostly during the Biden administration. Not a good thing to have done. From this day on, America will follow the rule that every Bitcoin knows very well: never sell your Bitcoin. That's a little phrase that they have. I don't know if that's right or not. Who the hell knows, right? Who knows? Who knows? But so far, it's been right. And well, let's keep it that way.
So that's hugely funny, of course. Never sell your Bitcoin, and all you Bitcoin maxes out there, that you can appreciate that. So having the President of the United States say that is pretty awesome, right? So things are heading in the right direction. It's pretty fun.
The Treasury and Commerce Departments will also explore new pathways to accumulate additional Bitcoin holdings for the reserve.
So there's probably the most important outtake from this today, is that they're going to look for new pathways to find how to purchase more Bitcoin. And particularly, we know that from Sachs there, David Sachs on the right of Trump there, was talking about budget neutral approaches to buying more Bitcoin. So I think we'll get a few surprises along the way as they look to accumulate. Just makes sense once you set it up that you start to do that. So very, very cool. We also know that we've got at least 12 states in the United States which are rushing to pass through bills so that they can put in 5 to 10% of their capital into Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's now treated as gold, just like BlackRock CEO indicated, is now considered like a sign of a gold. It's crossed that line now. Finally, got the biggest country in the world to adopt it. This is huge. So yeah, we've got a bit of rough times at the moment in the markets, but I think the market will turn right and yeah, head back up.
Provided it's done at no cost to the taxpayers. We don't want any cost to the taxpayers. In addition, my order directs federal agencies to conduct an inventory of all crypto assets currently held by the U.S. government and determine how they can be transferred easily to the Treasury. Non-Bitcoin digital
Yeah, my understanding is that those assets are currently under the Federal Reserve, so that would move to the Treasury, which would be excellent.
assets will be held in a new U.S. digital asset stockpile where they will be managed properly. My administration also is working to end the federal bureaucracy's war on crypto, which was really going on pretty wildly during Biden until the election came about. About 5 months before the election, he became a big fan because he heard how many people were in favor of it and how many people love it and respect it. But I guess it didn't work out too well for him. People understood what was going on and paved the way for groundbreaking innovations in institutional finance. Under the Bitcoin administration, regulators strong-armed banks. I mean, they really did. They strong-armed banks into closing the accounts of crypto businesses and entrepreneurs, effectively blocking some money transfers to and from exchanges, and they weaponized government.
You remember that, the closing down the crypto banks? There was like 3 or 4 banks in America running a lot of the payments, particularly centralized exchanges, and they shut some of those down, particularly in New York. It was pretty bad stuff.
Against the entire industry, but I know that feeling also. Maybe better than you do. All of that will soon be over, and we are ending Operation Choke Point 2.0. Now, some people really suffered. It was ridiculous what they were doing, but in the end, they came around, but they came around for the wrong reasons. They came around only because they wanted votes, and they saw that tens of millions of people were against them because of what they were doing. I also want to express my strong support for the efforts of lawmakers in Congress as they work on bills to provide regulatory certainty for dollar-backed stablecoins and the digital assets market. They're working very hard on that.
It's huge. So that's going to stabilize crypto so well, give a lot of confidence to crypto, which means more investors come into crypto. It really is great, and bodes well for a lot of the stable coins and stuff that we've been talking about on this channel, on Pulsechain, for example, on TitanX, things like that. It's really, really good.
This is a tremendous opportunity for economic growth and innovation in our financial sector, and will really go a long way. I think it's going to be a tremendous, we feel like pioneers in a way, of tremendous method of growth. And things are very much tied, and we want to keep it that way, the U.S. dollar, long into the future. We're going to keep it that way. I hope lawmakers will send that legislation to my desk before August recess if they can. And they're very much working with you, and you know a lot of them, and a lot of them were committed right from the very beginning. So I just want to congratulate you all for being at the White House today, and a man who knows more about Bitcoin and AI and just about everything else than anybody, David Saxton. I'd like to have you say a few words, David.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're all here today because of your leadership, your vision, and your generosity, and I really want to thank you for that. We're also here because of your desire to make America great and to introduce a golden age in America, including for digital assets. And we're here because of your love of innovators, or as you might say, high IQ people. Yeah, we know you love high IQ people. And we have about 30 of them here in the room today. These are the top people in the digital asset industry. And one other thing that I think that you love is legal fairness. This is an industry that was subjected to prosecution and persecution for the last 4 years, horrible lawfare, and nobody knows what that feels like better than you do. So we really appreciate the fact that you understand legal fairness and that you're always willing to fight for the right thing, for legal fairness. You never back down. You stand defiant, even in the face of an assassin's bullet. It's an inspiration to everyone in this room, I think. So it's an honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I just want to say it's an honor to work for you. It's an honor to work for a president who works every day to get so much done on behalf of the American people. Your administration is moving at tech speed. It's really amazing. It's actually faster than any startup that I've been part of. Is that your administration moves even faster. So I just want to say thank you for having me be a part of it. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I love working for you. And thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you, David, very much.
So that is David Sachs, for those that are not familiar, and he is the AI and crypto czar. Now that combination is really, really cool. And of course, he's heading up this the summit, and of course the digital as well. So very, very cool.
Appreciate it.
And now I just want to pass the ball to Secretary Besson.
Scott?
Good. David, so today, when President Trump has signed the executive order to establish the strategic Bitcoin reserve and stockpile, we're going to position the United States as a leader among nations in the digital asset strategy. It's important for the United States to recognize this fact and get ahead of the other nations in the digital age. We applaud the President's direction to use the digital assets already in possession of the nation, and we are going to establish this Bitcoin reserve. We will use this authority to augment the asset side of the United States balance sheet. As I've said many times, President Trump is creating assets for the American people, while most past presidents have created debt, and a large part of this asset program can be in digital assets. We are going to end the regulatory weaponization against digital assets. The Biden administration's actions did nothing other than punish innovators, and that all of you have made it here today is really a testament to your fortitude. Much of Treasury's responsibility in this order relates to the tax code and determinations around risk weightings, and I'm here to assure you that we are going to work with the Controller of the Currency, the IRS, and we're going to rescind and amend all applicable previous guidance. And we are going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime, and as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that. Thank you.
So that's fantastic. So that's Scott Bessent there. He's the Secretary of Treasury, and so therefore he will be looking after the Bitcoin reserve. He'll get that Bitcoin transferred from the federal into the Treasury and look after that. And of course, if they find any other ways of buying Bitcoin, maybe budget neutral approach, they should be able to, that will just continue to grow. The other big thing he said was that they're going to get rid of lawfare and crypto regulatory, which is fantastic news. And of course, we've seen them drop already a number of cases, big cases there. Many of those people are in the room. And of course, this bodes well for Pulsechain as well. So, and Richard Hart. So very, very cool stuff coming out there. And then you've got Howard Lutnick next to him, and the Secretary of Commerce, who's about to speak as well, I think.
Technology is at the foundation of the Trump presidency. He understands technology, he embraces technology, and he's going to use technology to drive America forward. The blockchain and Bitcoin technology are a key part of that thinking, and embracing that, and here today shows how much a leader the Trump administration and our president is. He understands it, he embraces it. As you said, you're a pioneer in this place, and this is where we're going. We're using the blockchain, we're using Bitcoin, we're going to use digital assets to pound forward, and Donald Trump is leading the way. Can't be more proud of you today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And you can't be better than that if you think about it. So the whole Trump's trying to, the previous presidents have made debt. And we know the US debt is something like $37 trillion. and Trump is trying to make the US asset building, and crypto and digital assets are going to make a key role in that, including stable coins. This is like a dream come true, and I think once the market gets ahead around this, it's going to be absolute boom, boom, boom. So really excited about that.
Kelly, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is truly a historic day, and as a crypto founder, I couldn't be more proud to be part of your administration. You're moving at the speed of tech for sure, and I will just say it's a great day to have the war on not just crypto, but the war on innovation done. And under your administration, we are truly going to enter into the golden age. And I'll just say, as the administrator of the SBA, small business is a tremendous network that crypto can be deployed against, and so the SBA is open to crypto. So I look forward to working with all of the leaders in this room to advance your efforts here. Thank you.
Well, that is huge. So small business as well. It just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? So it really is an all of government approach here. It really is great for crypto.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much. Tom, please.
Well, Mr. President, I want to say thank you. I want to thank you for the amazing team that you put together. I want to thank you for David. I mean, this kind of a meeting, no one in this room could have envisioned this just a couple years ago. You are the one that has the vision. You're the one that said, we are going to do 21st century finance right here in the United States of America. I've been doing this for 9 years. It is amazing how far we've come, and that's a credit to you, Mr. President, and your leadership, and God bless you for doing this, because it's going to make a huge difference with everything else you're doing. And by the way, Americans love it. They're going crazy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
So this is so true. I mean, this is kind of mind-blowing to have the President of the United States, to have the United States, the most powerful country in the world, supporting Bitcoin and digital assets and supporting it. And if coming up with regulation and everything else, it's like a dream come true. It opens the floodgates. The floodgates have opened. It really is crazy, crazy good. You watch the next 12 to 24 months, going to be insane. We already know over $90 billion has come into through the ETFs since January last year, and it's only going to explode. So very, very cool. We know at least, like I say, 12 states are already just about there with bills go through to be able to invest into crypto. And of course, that also means institutions and other sovereign states will start competing to get into the Bitcoin. So things are going to be pretty damn explosive. So any little variation we have at the moment is going to be short-lived. It's going to be fun to see that play out.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Everybody else? Go ahead, please.
Does anyone want to say a couple of words? Cameron or Tyler, do you want to?
You're very shy in front of the camera.
Actually, Cameron, I think you said something earlier that I thought was really profound. You said that a year ago you thought it would be more likely that you'd end up in jail than at the White House. Not to put you on the spot, because you didn't do anything wrong, but that was the environment a year ago. But do you guys want to say something, either one of you?
Sure, that was actually Tyler who said that. but it's
Sorry, I still get mixed up.
But yeah, we never thought that we'd get attacked
So they're twins, if you don't know. There's quite a funny play on the twinship here.
the way we did in our backyard after trying to do the right thing for so many years and always trying to raise the bar with respect to regulations. So it's truly wonderful to see how things have changed and how the pendulum has swung back in the way that it has. And we've always felt that the U.S. should lead in Bitcoin and crypto, and it's ours to sort of lead and win. And it's just wonderful what President Trump has been doing with this, and we look forward to working together. And thanks for inviting us, David, and setting this up.
Thank you. Thank you both. Please.
I was just going to say thank you, Mr. President. Cameron takes credit for a lot of my things I say, so it's not the first time. But the U.S. won the internet, and the U.S. should win crypto. So thank you for your leadership on this.
Thank you both very much. High IQ individuals around this table. That's what I always say. We need high IQ. So thank you very much. Would anybody like to say anything? Please.
Okay, we'll come.
So those two were the Winklevoss twins. and they control something like 70,000 Bitcoin that they've got. So pretty big.
I just want to express my deep gratitude for the seriousness with which you're approaching our industry and how you're actually helping guide it in the right direction. I've worked with many central banks in other countries, and when I was working there, I was wondering why I, as an American citizen, can't help the United States financial system reach this higher level that the world is on course towards generally. Right. And so I'm very grateful that finally there's been a new level of kind of common sense and adoption of these ideas. Me and the other people in this room do believe that the crypto, blockchain, Web3 infrastructure is the next iteration of the financial system. And I think that the US should have its leadership position continue in that new financial system. And I'm very, very happy to see people like David Sachs, Secretary Bessent, Secretary Lutnick taking this very seriously with their time, and very grateful to them too. So I'm just overjoyed to see this, and I think it is a big part of how the US can continue its role in the global financial system. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I thought it was very important that we stay in the front of this one. This is a big one. And as you know, China is pushing forward and very strongly as usual. But we're way in the lead, as we are in AI and other things, and we want to stay there. So I thought this was very important. And we have some brilliant people sitting around this table. And it's an honor to have you involved. But we want to stay at the forefront of everything. And this is a very important day in your lives. I know you worked, some of you, very long before people really understood what was happening. And so I congratulate you. But this is a big day. Being in the White House is a big deal. And you have great support. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, please. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So that was huge there, coming from Trump. Now, someone was asking about, was it Tintop there, saying, what's the FIFA doing there? Well, at the beginning of this video, which you can see the full video on the channel, go check that out. He's got the FIFA, I think the FIFA chairman there, talking about the FIFA trophy there, which looks amazing. It's absolutely amazing trophy. And of course, that's going to be held in the United States coming up there. Yeah, I think Brian's put the link there. It started this meeting talking about it. The tournament is scheduled to be played in the United States from June the 14th to the 13th, 2025. Yeah. So that was huge news there from Trump. So, and of course, they just previously been in the Oval Office, I believe, talking about it, or at least in the White House. So pretty cool. So that was so awesome. Now, if there's more content there coming from the discussions and stuff like that, I will post that on the channel as well, so you can check that out. And we'll probably talk about that too coming up. So very cool. So a big welcome to everybody. Tintop's in the house. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well out there too. And we're going to get into, of course, Richard Hart coming up next. So let's do that. Let's do the Richard Hart. Bam. All right. So let's get rid of that. And let's go. We got Richard Hart being quite vocal about all the stuff that the government is doing around the Bitcoin strategic reserves. So Richard Hart, 23 hours ago, the government will not acquire additional assets for the stockpile beyond those obtained throughout forfeiture proceedings. So Richard Hart was pretty excited about that. Reserve will be capitalized with Bitcoin owned by the federal government, and that was forfeited as part of the criminal civil asset forfeiture proceedings. Executive order establishes the U.S. digital asset stockpile, which we know is going to be under the Treasury there, consisting of digital assets other than Bitcoin forfeited in criminal and civil proceedings. Richard says short-term bearish because wishful thinkers dreamt themselves up expectations no one in power or I actually gave them. Long-term bullish because it removes sell pressure. That is true, and I made those comments yesterday. So very cool from Richard there. Richard also talking about the Secretaries of Treasury and Commerce are authorized to develop the budget-neutral strategies for acquiring Bitcoin. And this is the kind of cool thing, because you know they're going to try and get more Bitcoin in there, right? So eventually we'll get some good news out of that. Providing that those strategies have no incremental cost on American taxpayers, selling all the gold in Fort Knox could be a budget neutral, right? Is what from Richard there. Yeah, there's all sorts of strategies that could do that, budget neutral. And of course, budget neutral, you see politicians playing games budget neutral all the time. So yeah, they take from one thing and give to another, that sort of thing. So pretty cool. And then the record, Richard posted the full section there, I guess, out of the executive order. So that was pretty cool. And then Richard also posted this. Co-founder of XRP donated $10 million of XRP to defeat Donald Trump. He also got hacked for $150 million of XRP because he stored his keys in an online password manager. LastPass, he said, it's time for the Democrats to have a new approach to tech innovation, including crypto. I believe Kamala Harris will ensure that American technology dominates the world, which is why I'm donating $10 million in XRP in support of her. What Kamala and the hacker did with their XRP, that's right. So, egg in the face of those people, right? Egg in the face of those people. And then 2 hours ago, thank you, from Richard Hart, thank you, Donald Trump, for supporting cryptocurrency, not in just word, but in deed. So big shout out there from Richard Hart. And of course, Richard Hart really, hopefully he is at one of these summits in the future because he really does deserve it. He really does deserve it there. As well. Bitcoin made power companies rich. Hex was born. Ethereum multiplied the S-load gas price. And of course, Pulsechain was born. Uniswap removed Hex from its default list. Pulsechain was born, being driven to greatness. What next? And that's a really good observation there from Richard. Then he posted out 21 minutes ago, exchange Operation Choke Point 3.0 coins after being Operation Choke Point 2.0 themselves. End the hypocrisy, indeed. All right, so we'll see what happens as well. Centralized exchanges are very, gatekeepy as well, aren't they? We see fake DeFi out there. We also see, exchanges also, they talk about regulations are being treated fairly. Well, they also got to treat the rest of the market fairly as well. That's probably something that they should be doing too. What else have we got there? Tintop says, disclaimer, this crypto summit contains paid advertisement, says Tintop. Yeah. All right, so let's move on from that to Pulsechain results. Day 665, we got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0372, down almost 7.9%. PulseX at quadruple 0358, down 10.8%. The buy and burn at 1.3 trillion. Yeah, we made it, guys. 1.3 million PulseX. 1.3 trillion PulseX has been bought up and burned. We're now at 6.54% of the public supply has gone forever. Incentive token down 11.7%, $2.13. Ratio slipped below 60,000. We're at 57,500. And the inflation there, as we guys know, has been cut 20x by Richard Hart's team at 55 million. So that's not going to grow very fast. And I think the LP was down about 40% or so in the couple of days leading after that. I'm not sure what it is at the moment, but we're checking. We got Hex at the moment is at just under 1 penny. So we're at 00986. Down 12.4%. EHEX at 3400th of a penny. And of course, EHEX should benefit from the fact that all these new, CowSwap and other places, I think it's CowSwap, and a couple other places there will be getting, accepting Hex again. So, the fact that you can buy Hex a lot easier again and Uniswap as well should bode well for EHEX. So puts EHEX really on the table, doesn't it? They're making just a lot easier to buy. Now, obviously, there were a few other alternative solutions. Brandon, of course, had his own DEX there that you could do it by Hex on Ethereum. So, but good news nevertheless, right? More avenues to buy. Down 12.4% there. So the combined price EX and PX at 1.33 cents. So that's kind of where we are there. Let's have a look at the gas prices. The gas prices at the moment is 4.7 million. Man, we've definitely had high gas prices, but every day I've covered it, haven't we? 6 cents for a Pulsechain swap at the moment. Ethereum is 1 Gwei, so we're 12 times cheaper than Ethereum. But we used to be hundreds and thousands, remember? Pulsechain is more valuable, arguably. We got 47,608 validators, so that looks like it's gone up from yesterday. And finally, our health check is the bridge, right? And we're at 109.5 million. So I think we were at 112.8. So, what are we down? A couple $1 million there. Let's say $3 to $3.5 million, I think, from yesterday. So that is the results on Pulsechain. The volumes, 27.7 million over the last 24 hours. And it looks like we're ranked how many down? We're down, looks like we're number 6 on Deck Screener at the moment. And in terms of looking at some of the top performers, well, we've got lots of these projects launching on Pump.tires, which is a site that Richard Hart launched. And so we get a lot of these short-term age tokens. You can launch tokens on other platforms, but this is obviously proven pretty popular. So we've got tokens like Grok, just Grok it. Grok, of course, is the AI, although it's Grok 3.0, isn't it, on X. We've got Fetch here. So I know some people were confused whether this was the Fetch Oracle. Fetch Oracle is not launched. I haven't seen anything around the Fetch Oracle on the X official Twitter. I haven't seen anything on Liquid Lines about Fetch. I'm not expecting Fetch to launch. As far as I know, that was scuttled. If that's not the case, that would be a very surprise, but I just think this is just a token that's launched, up 81%, so nothing on the official X there. Remember the 5th of September there, is that the one that's called? It's one of the fintech ecosystem tokens, which we covered about a week or so back with MV, who's actually in the chat. That is up 6.5%. So there's a couple of movers there. Got a few others there. UFO and PDC making a bit of a move today. PDI Maker making a bit of a move, up a couple of percent as well, to $23.34. That's had a good little run the last couple of days. SparkSwap as well, our fourth biggest DEX, is making a little bit of move, 1.1% there. Let's have a quick look at that, because we haven't looked at that for a little while. But I mean, the chart speaks for itself, right? The chart speaks for itself there. Let's go to the weekly, because there's so much time series there. Let's go to the weekly for that. That is the weekly. So that chart speaks for itself at 0.3 of a penny, and it used to be 25 cents. So it's just rough. But hey, look, they had some pretty innovative offerings in there. It was a worthy attempt to create value. But yeah, it's definitely had some issues there as well. So what's the TVL? TVL still $500,000. So I mean, it's still got a decent TVL in there. I think we can all agree. But the price is down at 0.3 of a penny. Now, I haven't actually followed them much lately, so what I might do is I might do a show coming up on all the DeFi. Maybe I could do that this afternoon. That would be quite interesting. We could go through all the DeFi, including PH Universe, to see how healthy all our DEXs are, how our top tier DeFi is. I think that might make a good show. What do you guys reckon? I think it might. All right, so that is where we are at the moment on that. Now, if you guys haven't joined our Discord, the links are in the video description at the top there. I really encourage you to join up today. Only $5 a month there to join up as a cup of coffee. Join up as a community member. I will be changing that price this weekend, so you do definitely want to get in on that. We've got great information, a great community. Get in there and share your thoughts on crypto, make some new friends, and of course we have a crypto helpline in there as well. And of course we also talk about politics, economics, society, and many other things in there. It's a really fun place to be. Definitely get on that. Also, we've got Crypto Strategy Club. If you want to get constant intel, we're flowing that through there as well. So get on there. That's $35 a month, which is really great value. Some of those and other Discords and Telegrams are like $200-$300. So $35 a month is really, really good. And we do it every day, like constantly, stuff in there. And other people in there post as well. We've got very smart people in there. The other one, of course, if you want to do a one-on-one with me, you can make a booking. And of course, that's $99 per month. And of course, that is 45 minutes. So you can talk about crypto and of course, just talk about different things you want to get a particular opinion on that, including personal finance and other stuff like that. You can definitely check that out. And of course, we've got a new offering coming up soon, which I'm working on at the moment, which is going to be pretty big. And I'll let you know when that arrives. And you can share that around as well, because I think it's going to be very, very useful for a lot of people in crypto. So check it out. Links in the video description. Let's get into the next section. Of course, we're going to get into TitanX and of course see where that is. So obviously with ETH going down, we've obviously got TitanX going down as well. Volumes are pretty low in the system. We're down at 315,000, which is typically maybe a sign of a reversal coming up soon. So we're at 315,000. Remember, the TitanX ecosystem is collateral backed, and it's not just normal collateral. It's backed by buy and burn collateral, and those are all turned off. So those are intentionally turned off. Just because of the sentiment in the market, the volatility, and of course the roadmap that's happening with TitanX. So you just got to be patient with this one. It is at the bottom of wave 3, and it has been a pretty brutal wave 2, I should say. But the wave 3 is going to come up soon because it is fully collateralized there. And of course, we've shown that many times on the channel. I'm not going to show that today again. You can go check out TitanX website and see the buy and burn value and V1 pools versus the liquid value of TitanX. That will give you the number there. At the moment, we're down 12.3% there at 6/0/1776. So we're going to change the view actually, and we're going to pull this chart up. And let's check that out. Bam. We're going to go to, I'm going to try to change view. There we go. All right, so that is our wave 1. Wave 1 there, and wave 2, brutal. At worst, you might expect maybe an 80-85% pullback, but we pretty much got 100% pullback there, and we're now actually testing that as we speak at 1776 there. That is the price. Now let's have a look over at the ETH side. The ETH at the moment is down at 10 zeros, 8,300. So we've still got a higher low on the ETH, but not on the US dollar price. But only just. We were down at 10 zeros, 5,300. We're now at 10 zeros, 8,300. So we're still above by about 30% or so. Was that 30%? Yeah, maybe 60%. But still pretty dramatic there. And of course, everyone's waiting for that turnaround, and we've got low volumes. So we shall see. Now, X28, which is the omni-chain version of TitanX, is at 0.87 to TitanX. So 1 to X28 equals 0.87. And we're waiting for omni-chain development. We know that Jake Sharp's been working hard, but that is down at the moment as well. DragonX has actually been pretty good performer. So it's down 12%, but basically reflecting the TitanX down. And it is actually at 8 TitanX per DragonX. So that has actually strengthened. DragonX has actually strengthened against TitanX and going back up. So it's a good sign there for DragonX. We know that Eric is also working on a lot of stuff, including potentially farms and other things that are coming in to the space, particularly Omnichain and Ethereum. So we'll wait for Eric to come out with that. These guys are obviously just letting this little stormy period pass through before, and also could continue to develop there. Shogun, we know, is down, is going to go to Omnichain as well. So that's coming up in the future. That's obviously buying and burning through itself, and also the perpetual auctions and LP webbing at 8% taxes. So those are sort of just ticking away there. Hydra and Hyper, they're pretty much minted out. So we will expect the buy and burns turned off as well. We expect those to rally as well. So this will all turn around, and we'll get some magnificent wave 3. You just got to be patient. And of course, it's a very good range to buy in, right? Because we're down at the bottom of that wave 2. And at the moment, we've got Hydra there, 0.09 DragonX. That's just slightly down from yesterday at 0.1. So we'll keep a lookout for that. Volt, of course, is down 40%, mostly just due to the TitanX price. So it's sitting at 8,500 TitanX. Recently got over 10,000, and that has got a huge roadmap coming out, right, from the crazy Stevie D, the number one. It's crazy. It's not crazy. I call him the mad scientist. It's kind of a tribute to him. And of course, he's got Ouroboros coming up. He's got Thunderbolt staking coming up. Those are already, like, Thunderbolt staking is already. He's just waiting for the timing on the market and stuff like that. And then, of course, he's also got Bitcoin Genie, which I'm very looking forward to. Big time there. We know Inferno from Crypto Utah is going over to Omnichain. That's going to be cool to see that as well. Morpheus from Brandon is obviously upgrading his V3 DEX, and also potentially going Omnichain with that as well. What else we got going here? We've got Baby Dragon X is going Omnichain. They're going to match up with Uranus and the Helios crew from the Dude. So James and the Dude, they're doing some good coordinations there. And what else there? We got the Tink Farm. We were looking out for that as well. That's going to benefit from Vibernex, I think it's called. And of course, that is also going to benefit from anything that Eric does as well. Looking good there. Like I said, Element 280 and Element 369 from the Dude are going over Omnichain, and they're going to be matched up with also Baby Dragon X with James's project. And that's also going to be matched up with the first project over on Base Chain, which is the first one to move on Omnichain, and that is Uranus. And that's down 18% at the moment, but look at the ratio. The ratio is pretty amazing. Let's have a look at that as well, worth looking at there. So that's been a very good one. I covered that in full. And of course, we're probably going to get the Dude and James on the show at some stage. So that's pretty cool. So that's the price. Price got up to 47.45, 6 zeros 47.45. Is now at 6 zeros 3,800. So still looking pretty good on the chart. But this is the real kicker, X28, right? Because that mostly reflects TitanX X28 ratio. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So that is going up very nicely there. And the other thing is they've got the buy and burn turned off. They're going to have a burn party. They're actually accessing base influences, and that's just building up as well. And they have a lot of they're really liking what they see here. And of course, people are getting 10% reflections. So this could be the next BDDC. Certainly heading in the right direction. 2.43 X28 to Uranus at the moment, and it got as high as 2.77, looking pretty good, right? So really liking where this is heading. And of course, I covered that one as well. If you haven't checked out Strategy Club, the link's in the video description to join up to hear more about links, projects like this, because that's doing pretty well. And yeah, most of that down is really just the TitanX and the X28 ratio, right? So it's a combination of TitanX being down to 12% and X28 ratio being on a little bit on the weak side there. That may auto-correct later on once Omni-Chain starts really kicking under gear there, because X28 becomes more valuable, right? Now, what else we got there? Those are some of the highlights. Ouroboros, of course, we've been tracking that. Let's have a quick look at the value in Ouroboros, the lending there from Super Shady. Super Shady, I hope that's his name, Super Shady, because it's not bad, not bad. All right, so let's just log on here. Let's just log on here, and bam. All right, let's do it. And let's go to the US Minter here. This is where people mint stablecoin, USDX. And of course, under Trump, this is going to be a lot more secure with these stablecoins. And it looks like we may even get the US dollar may start getting backed by US stablecoins. Is that what he was hinting at? Oh, no, it seemed like it, didn't it? So we shall see. Anyway, this is taking a little bit of a minute to load up. Sounds very American when I say that, a little bit of a minute or something. Sounds kind of American, doesn't it? At the moment, you can only collateralize a DragonX and TitanX on here, and then you can issue yourself some stablecoin by opening a loan there. And the system stats, let's go to system stats. We're at 214% on the health and 58% on the pool stat backstop. We're at 1.7 million. So I think the high that I saw the other day was what, 1.9? So we're at 1.95, I think it was. So we're at 1.7, so still looking really solid. I think this is a really great results, and this is just with TitanX and DragonX, and this is at the bottom of the market. So keep a lookout on this number. As soon as it gets on that wave 3 and everything starts rallying, this thing could easily start getting $10 to $20 million or more. So definitely plausible there. Looking forward to that. And how much TitanX have we got in there? 6.3 trillion. Wow. If you add the 4 trillion on the ORX minter, that's 10.3 trillion. And TitanX, it's a really good supply sync for TitanX there. And 412 billion DragonX, so also a good supply sync for DragonX as well. So we've got all these supply syncs out there. We've got all these buy and burns turned off. So you can sort of see that things will probably get pretty exciting. Now, if you're going to stake your stablecoin over here, the USDX, the yield is 463% at the moment, APR. And that's been holding up pretty nicely so far as well. All right, so those are kind of cool. What we're looking forward to, crypto Bitcoin Genie coming up. I'm super excited about that. That's going to be pretty much the frontier of tokenomics. You talked about Trump and all that, talking about advanced technology and tokenomics and blockchain. Well, crypto Genie's Bitcoin Genie could very well be at the frontier of that worldwide. And I'm really excited about Stevie D's innovations there. Very, very exciting to be part of that. Taurus also is going to play a role there too in the innovative crypto. And that's coming up as well there from Cryptographics. So not bad. And then, of course, Viva next year is going to benefit Tink Farm when that launches, probably mid-March after being delayed a couple of weeks, which is probably a good idea there, given the current climate of the market as well. So that's kind of where we are on those. Not bad, eh? Not bad. How are we doing for time? 57 minutes on the hour. Not bad at all. We've got Crypto Hex Down Under in the house there. Happy Saturday, Suitman. Happy Saturday to you. It is Saturday Down Under, where it's the 8th of March. Yeah, it's currently 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's a reasonable day outside. Tortoise Johnny in house as well. Hey, Tortoise Johnny, got like the Superman there too. Very, very cool. And I like your little picture there of your. Is that an NFT? Is that an NFT? Little dragon, is it, with the little helmet on? Yeah, big shout out to there. Yeah, if you want to join our Discord, links in the video description. Definitely check that out. Do try and join up to this weekend, because I will be changing it probably later today, if not tomorrow. So get in on $5 a month at the moment to become a community member. If you want to become a Strategy Club member, that's $35 a month. Get intel constantly flowing through there. And of course, it has more of a real investor focus as well, as opposed to a trader approach. Just remember that. And if you want to get a one-on-one, $99 a month there, and that's 45-minute session, and we can talk about crypto and stuff like that, all private, of course, and also personal finance and things like that. So a range of topics which I have expertise in, but of course that will not be professional, but it will be experienced. There we go. Because you have to, normally these days, you have to get these formal qualifications, but like I say, probably a lot more there. So links in the video description for that. So I hope you check that out for sure. Very, very cool. All right, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. I'll be on doing another stream later on today, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.